Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician. And if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Today we're going to look at an email from Pexi Lopez, who got past 13 years of insomnia. And in this email, he shares what he thinks is the most important piece of information you need, which in one sentence can be summarized as follows. Everybody with insomnia needs to know that they can sleep and that they can't make themselves sleep. Hi there! Real happy that you are tuning back in, and if you're new to the channel, then a big welcome to you, of course. A little background before we jump right into this email. Pexi Lopez, Pexi the Wind Lopez that I dubbed him, first made a comment on I don't really recall, it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe even more than a month ago, but then I made an episode where that I called Pexi gets over 13 years of insomnia, something to that effect, so you can check that out for a little backstory. But Pexi had a lot of really good insights, and basically his story was that he had insomnia for like 13 years, and then at the end of it gets so kind of exasperated and said, I'm going to spend 6 hours in bed and I don't care if I sleep or not. And that was a turning point. Now Ellen, who I bet is tuning into this, has made another good point, which is like it's very hard to not care. It's almost like false. Like, how can you really pretend? It's almost like you're pretending you don't care. It's not really true. But anyway, that's a different discussion. I want to reassure Amanda, who commented that we haven't heard from Pexi in a while. Actually, Pexi's comments are all gone because Pexi has changed his username, and then all the comments disappear. So please don't change your usernames, anybody out there, because your comments are so extremely valuable. I'm looking for my glasses here. There they are. So with that little preamble done, let's jump right into this email, which I think really contains some helpful tips here. So this was on May 27th, and Pexi wrote the following. You can sleep is the fundamental belief insomniacs need to recover. Without that, there is no recovery. And we were just, by the way, so a little bit of context, we were talking about like, kind of distilling, like what is the most important thing people with insomnia need to hear. So continuing here. I think a logical approach that would best help insomniacs to believe. I think a logical approach would best help insomniacs to believe that they can sleep. They need ironclad proof in the form of thorough layout of sleep mechanics and sleep drive. So this is like sleep physiology, talking about that, which I believe is important too. But even more important things are just to unfold here. Next, their confusion needs to be cleared and kept clear. Here's the sentence: they must understand that they can sleep, but can't make themselves sleep. That trying to make oneself sleep is the behavior of a person who believes they can't, and that this single behavior will perpetuate their insomnia indefinitely. I honestly think that those two sentences are so fundamental. And let's expand on that. Like a lot of people with insomnia, like that's one of the most common things you hear is that they say, I can't sleep, and people really truly believe that something is wrong in their nervous system or hormonal system, or with their bodies, that makes it impossible for them to sleep. In fact, Martin Reed picked up on that. He's in episode 108, and when I asked him for his insomnia insight, he said the same thing. Like, people need to believe that they can't sleep. And why this is, I think this is so important for many reasons, but one is the one that Pexi points out there, that if you believe that there's something wrong with you that makes you unable to sleep, you are going to be looking for a fix for that. So that belief that I can't sleep leads you to look for a fix, a solution, and that is part of the way, that's how you end up in this rabbit hole where you're looking for the solution. You're looking for the gadget, the sleep sounds, the melatonin, the medication, that thing, and then spinning off of this again. And then Epic says, but they need to also understand that they can't make themselves sleep. And that's also a fundamental truth, that there's nothing that can make a person sleep, in the sense that you can't. There's no drug or sound or gadget that can produce sleep. The only thing that can produce sleep is our own need for sleep, our own sleep drive. So these two things are very closely related, but they are separate. And I think I 100% agree with Pexi. I think if someone, if you can kind of internalize this and realize that nobody can sleep is and your body has a need for sleep, and it can regulate it, and nobody can lose the ability to sleep. That's just never happens. No matter what you've heard on a forum or internet or something like that, you cannot lose the ability to sleep. Your body can regulate it and gets the sleep that it needs. You can sleep. Fundamental thing number one. When you believe that you can sleep, you are in a position where you can get the most out of cognitive behavioral therapy, which this channel is all about. And then the second thing here, you can't make yourself sleep. That's another fundamental thing. So yeah, I feel like I was a little bit rambling today, but I hope this is helpful, and I think there's a lot of truth here. And I'm just partly exploring this, so that's why I'm not maybe expressing it as good as I hope to be able to in the future. And I hope to. I haven't reached out to Pex in a while, but I hope he'll be sharing more advice as we go along. So anyway, hope this was helpful. And as always, please leave comments if you have those, or send me an email, daniel@insomniainsight.co, and I'll be back here tomorrow. See you then. Bye-bye.